Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Wall Street Silver posting this. Jim Cramer and other Wall Street experts say the panic over Credit Suisse is highly overblown. Why now might be an opportune time to jump in. And of course, the inverse Cramer indicator suggests that the Credit Suisse collapse is confirmed. I don't know if you guys caught the video I did the other day. I did a couple of videos, one yesterday, one the day before, and I will link the first one up here in the top right-hand corner. But you know what? They go hand in hand. Basically, in the first one, the CEO of Credit Suisse acknowledged that the shape that the company is in, but he was lending support to clients, shareholders, and employees, saying, you know what, this is not the best situation, but Credit Suisse will rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I thought that was an interesting comment, but when I had done that research, I had already wrapped on a video that I had done about Credit Suisse, and how there is a theory that was rolling around in my mind that they could be a WEF pawn, and so I posted that video the following day, and if you guys didn't catch that one, I will link that one up here also in the top right-hand corner. The economy is not in good shape. Spiritual Warlord here posting this. Wow, mainstream babe Linda P. Jones validates the 17-op speculation. Linda, how do you know that the US Corp is ending? Plus, there could be an internet blackout. Now, he's reposting screen grabs of this Linda P. Jones tweet thread here, where she says this. What happened on September the 30th? The US corporation ended. End of the US government fiscal year. Okay, so that happens at the end of September as well. Vatican returned their funds, as I've reported on as well. Commercial traders went from short to long silver. I did not know that, but that is an interesting point to note too. CEOs resigned. Rumors of two banks failing. So Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank, which I was just talking about. It sure feels like the Fed and banks are all out of money. Cash is running low and funding is drying up. If the internet goes down soon, the financial system will be rebooting to a new one, in my opinion. So projecting here that there could still be some turmoil, some quote-unquote accidents or mistakes that happen that would cause a blackout, and that would in effect reset or reboot the internet, thereby rebooting the entire financial system. I don't quite know how the technicals of that, how they would work, but leave it up to the powers that be to make the excuses, while us plebes just kind of have to sit and listen and take it. It sure seems like the Fed and banks are out of money. Right, I just read that. Linda P. Jones goes on to say, as David Schwartz said, we are in the middle of rebuilding the financial system. It's being fixed under the radar and under our noses. Our financial system changed on September the 30th and is still transitioning. If the internet goes down, that's the switchover. And in that first video, guys, that I linked in the top right-hand corner of this video, I did post this clip here of the reporter. I believe it was from Bloomberg, when she quoted the CEO of Credit Suisse. Both Credit Suisse and XRP are said to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. See the video below. So I will link all of this in the description of the video for you guys. And in that tweet thread, Linda P. Jones did mention how David Schwartz talks about a rebuilding of the financial system. Well, Digital Perspectives here posted this. Whose problem is the system supposed to solve? This is David Schwartz talking about transaction fees, talking about some technicals of the XRPL, and using a really good analogy that pertains to eBay.
If the sort of pitch that you like about Bitcoin is be your own bank, no middlemen, miners and stakers are middlemen if you're a transactor. And so the question that I like people to ask themselves is, whose problem is the system supposed to solve? And an analogy I sometimes use is eBay. Like, I think if I asked you whose problem does eBay solve, I hope you would say, well, people who want to buy things and people who want to sell things, and they have cost associated with finding each other and making payments work, and the cost of like reputation, and eBay makes all that easier for them. And that's the answer that I like. The answer I don't like is eBay solves the problem for eBay stakeholders, where they want to reduce the friction between buyer and sellers a little bit, but not too much, so that the residual friction that they leave enriches them. Because every dollar that eBay stockholders make is a dollar that a buyer had to pay, but that a seller didn't get. And transaction fees are the same thing. People measure like the growth of the Ethereum ecosystem by the total transaction fees paid, but that's friction left in the system. That's bad, right? Like, if the pitch is Ethereum reduces the friction associated in these smart contracts, transaction fees are friction that's still left.
I'm going to leave it at that. He does go on for about another 40 seconds, but I think that kind of sums up David Schwartz's point with regards to transaction fees. Less friction, better, obviously, in a new financial system. There's always kind of been this underlying narrative that a new financial system is being built on the XRPL. Ripple, obviously going to be a part of that, not entirely. I mean, not going to be the entire new financial system, but definitely going to play a huge role in that. So I thought this clip was apropos considering what we are seeing now, what we are feeling, and what could happen if there is a big blackout where the internet goes down. There is a switchover, and a new financial system is the result of a rebooting. So thank you so much to Linda P. Jones just for pointing that out. I also wanted to bring this up, guys, with regards to Australia's police bank. So this is at what looks like a federal level. Just bringing up the wiki real quick here. Police Bank Limited is an Australian member-owned mutual bank, okay, founded by the NSW Police Credit Union. So a bank that is tied to the Australian government here through the police union. Police Bank is building a bank fit for the modern economic and banking environment with digital services to support long-standing members and attract a younger demographic. Temenos' open cloud-native platform will allow the bank to deploy new services faster and cost-effectively. Now, we know Temenos is Ripple-enabled. We also know that Australia has a lot of connections to Ripple already. Police Bank started as a police credit union in the 60s. Today, it remains a member-owned institution that supports and empowers the financial well-being of the police and border force community. The bank recognizes that Australians are increasingly choosing technology options over traditional banking methods. It has embarked on a multi-layer digital transformation journey to build a better, faster, more secure way for its members to access its services. And now they're running on Temenos' software as a service, guys, through the cloud, a Ripple-enabled technology here, now running through Australia's police bank. So another interesting piece of news here. I will link this in the description if you want to read about this more. Wanted to keep moving, guys. I saw this one from the Cryptic Poet. This has to do with the Vechain blockchain. Vechain has formed a new partnership with Sydney-based Lava. So some more blockchain news coming out of Australia. Vechain, the blockchain network that specializes in providing decentralized supply chain solutions, has formed a new partnership with Sydney-based Lava. The Sydney-based firm has built its own smart fingerprint technology that seeks to provide an alternative to QR codes. As Lava explained, smart fingerprints turn products into connected products, enabling consumers to authenticate and engage with them at the point of purchase and beyond. A recent partnership has been formed between Lava and Vechain Tech, which is a global leading enterprise-friendly blockchain firm. Vechain Tech seeks to provide blockchain-based solutions for real-world business needs. Before its recent partnership with Lava, Vechain Tech has established partnerships with many leading businesses and brands, guys, some of which include Walmart China, Bayer China, the BMW Group, BYD Auto, PICC, Shanghai Gas, LVMH, DIS, and the ASI Group. By partnering with Lava, Vechain also becomes part of the APAC Province Council. It is a cross-continental food supply chain and finance consortium. Both Lava and Vechain have yet to share the full details on how these two players shall be working together, though, in the future. But Lava has a partnership program with multiple industry players, which could give Vechain exposure to solving supply chain challenges using blockchain for different industrial sectors. So Lava seems to be a connector there for Vechain to really expand their partnerships in different sectors. We know Vechain has a better mousetrap for, tracking supply chain needs on the blockchain using the VET token. And, even just by looking at some of these partnerships, right? Walmart, Bayer, BMW, some of the big ones, a lot of established partnerships in China, and, another cryptocurrency solves a problem. Going to be one of the ones to be paying attention to in the near future. Love these types of projects because, there still aren't a lot of people really paying attention to what is going on with a lot of these types of products. And, even from its high back in the spring of 2021, Vechain is now down 91%, 91.5%, back to about 2.5 cents, just under 2.5 cents. At its high, it was trading at 28 cents about. So down 91% and stands to grow. Just to get back up to its all-time high, stands to grow another 1,000%. So I think Vechain, another great example, the twofold example of a cryptocurrency that A, has the real-world utility, so a great investment from that perspective, but B, will also perform very well in a spec market. The thing though now, the spec is great, but I think, even cryptocurrency investors are getting a little more savvy with their purchases. They're starting to realize that, hey, there are so many cryptocurrencies out there, and maybe I should actually be doing research on the ones that I'm buying in the future for the next bull run. So I think we're starting to move away, maybe not in large quantities, but we are starting to move away somewhat from the Shiba Inus and from the, the meme hype coins. I'm hoping, maybe that's just what I'm getting from, the comments and the people that watch the show and that engage with me on Twitter and within the XRP community in general, just because we've got a head on our shoulders. Anyway, wanted to mention this though. Hector Lopez, look how long it takes for this company to move $6 of Bitcoin using Wallet of Satoshi. So this is an app, I guess, on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. The Lightning Network becomes more of a joke every single day. And I'm not going to bore you guys with this 1 minute and 7 second video. Essentially, I'm just going to scroll through this, just showing you guys, look at it. It's processing for a minute, about a minute before it goes no root, failure. Vechain responding to this, I still don't understand why we need Lightning or L2 if there are plenty of other networks and technologies doing this much better at L1. Before 4-second transaction finality built on the DEX for cross-token and currency on the XRPL, and there are plenty of other networks doing this as well. And so Vechain just also showing a demonstration of the same kind of thing, but going over the XRPL, for example. Boom, just like that, and the transaction is done in seconds. Meanwhile, we're waiting for a minute for the Bitcoin Lightning Network to essentially say this didn't work. Unacceptable in my mind. So we're seeing these better options, better use cases, guys like Vechain developing on the XRPL, and heavy hitters like Rosie Rios clearly telling you that XRP and crypto are here to stay. Are you listening yet?
I'm Rosie Rios, former Treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple. What I like to talk about is really kind of this intersection between government and innovation. Certainly coming from the Bay Area, born and raised in Silicon Valley, I've seen a lot of change over time. And what I love is the conversation is really starting to happen in a constructive way where I think we as a region, we as a country, and perhaps we as a globe can really think about the future of fintech and who the stakeholders are and how we can make this effective for everyone. So when you think about growth, it's not just kind of GDP growth, which of course is a big part of the economy, but it's also where new growth comes from. And that usually comes from, certainly lately, in technology and innovation. So I think the benefit of why business and government should be working together is, again, providing that level of certainty for further expansion, further growth, and certainly more jobs for the economy. So blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And so it's not just how to facilitate commerce. There are other applications, whether it's NFTs, whether it's, selling real estate, whether it's, any type of financial ledger that can be recorded for posterity's sake. This is here to stay. And it's important and incumbent upon the government at every level, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, to really give some thought as to how those applications are going to benefit them and benefit everyone. But I think what's most important is what are those guardrails? What are those tracks that we can lay down in order to move forward in a way that really blazes the trail for future growth and future opportunities that we don't even know are there yet?
So, Rosie, what are you telling us? The train has left the station? Basically, yeah. Crypto and XRP are here to stay. As you guys can see here, this was a promotional video done by Ripple with Rosie Rios, one of their board members and former Secretary of the Treasury in the United States. Eric Van Miltenburg, who is a Ripple employee, chief business officer over there at Ripple, posted this. Okay, crypto is just a matter of when, not if, and the benefits it can deliver for institutions and enterprises are only growing. Really fired up to see Ripple launch this new campaign. Ripple just also launched a new commercial, guys, and I think it's quite powerful and speaks to the future of crypto. Really gets me excited when I look at this in the context of how big crypto is really going to get, as Rosie Rios mentioned in that last video.
Finance is always moving. But is it really moving forward? Or is it just stuck in the same old cycle? Crypto solutions are transforming finance, making it faster and more efficient than we ever thought possible, moving us all into a dynamic new era. Ripple, crypto means business.
Boom, crypto means business. The one thing that I really like about this, just stylistically and cinematically, is when this actress, she walks into the, she's part of the whole, the circle, the proverbial hamster wheel of finance, everybody wearing boring gray colors. And as she moves out of this, she realizes, look, there's another path. And here I am walking and her suit turns Ripple blue, baby. Cool promotional video here coming out of the Ripple camp. Wanted to thank Eric Van Miltenburg just for posting that. And a new video has been floating around. I think this was actually from TikTok. Crypto Lulu here pointed this out. XRP and Codius, even Moonchaser tweeted out Stefan Thomas here on Twitter. Could you please clarify regarding Codius? Now, there has been some conflicting talk, some conflicting evidence suggesting that Codius could still be up and working. GitHub shows that it hasn't been worked on, though, since February of 2021. So has it been absorbed into Coil and or Interledger? Let me play you guys this clip real quick.
XRP has to be at a high price point. That high price point is really impossible to know. But when you're looking at markets that are a couple of $1 trillion, you can assume that the XRP price, when used in all of those transactions, would be at quite a high price. However, I was watching a cryptocurrent video yesterday, and he's talking about Codius. For example, Codius would allow you through smart contracts to be able to buy a house and send the deeds through the blockchain and through the Codius system. So when all the parties of a transaction agree, X happens. And so you actually avoid all third parties in this way. However, this isn't just a couple of $1 trillion market that they're trying to tackle here. The global derivatives market, which Codius would be integrating with, is $700 trillion. What do you think the price is going to be after all of that? Oh, and did I mention that David Schwartz said that if he wasn't working on Ripple, he would want to be working in Codius? Did you also know that Polysign, Codius, and XRP are working together? Come on now, stop sleeping on XRP. There are places where I buy my XRP. They are all listed in my profile. These are my trusted locations, and they all allow you to send your crypto to cold storage immediately.
I don't think any of you guys are still sleeping on XRP. Moonchaser also brings this up. The XRPL and hooks and other smart contract capabilities are coming, but is Codius still alive? And just kind of wanted to go down in this tweet thread. Tipsy Tiger responded with a tweet from Stefan Thomas from back last year. For Codius, ahead of its time means ILP isn't widespread enough for Codius to work properly and be useful. So they kind of halted production for a little while because they were kind of too ahead of their time and they needed the tech to kind of catch up. So catching up means ILP is growing. Yes, I do think we are slowly making progress on ILP adoption, but it's not easy. Tipsy Tiger then says, and later after that, I asked him about hooks. And with regards to hooks are deliberately designed to be complementary to Codius. See this link here. I hope I'll have some time to dive into it more deeply. It's one of the most exciting amendments in years, but will require very careful testing. So one does not replace the other. In fact, hooks would be complementary to Codius in this regard. Codius is just on the back burner for now, at least as per Stefan Thomas. And yes, XRP still does have to be a high enough price in order to move massive amounts of value. Wrath of Kahneman and Anders down here having a bit of a spat about that. Essentially, though, I'm going to sum it up for you. Wrath of Kahneman says XRP works fine right now at the current price, and it doesn't mean it has to be a high value, which I get his point. I mean, it is still working in its current capacity. Anders L brings this up. Several people left fancy jobs and joined Ripple because, and I paraphrase, if we capture even a minor fraction of the international payments market, do you know the value of XRP will need to have to support that? Do the math. Really, really big trade numbers divided by 100 billion XRP. And this one coming from Bob Way, an early Ripple developer, understanding that moving all the money takes a larger XRP value. And hooks, guys, just another amendment that is going to complement the entire XRP ecosystem. Codius just on the back burner for now, hopefully not for long. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.